Hi, Stampers. This is Sandy Hartka, and we are here on July the 14th for Stamp and Go. We meet here every second Tuesday of the month at 7 o'clock. We make 3 fun cards using a single stamp or bundle. And tonight we are going to be using the pretty poinsettia, except there's a little bit of a twist. We are not using it, and normally I would think of poinsettias as Christmas, but tonight's cards are not Christmas. They're going to be everyday cards. However, if you prefer Christmas, you can just substitute the colors on the designer papers, and you will be able to do Christmas cards with these also. You can get a free kit to make 2 of each of these cards tonight by placing an order online for at least $35, and you will get the supplies to make 2 of each of the 3 cards. If you place an order for $50 more, you'll get a set of embellishments. That's in addition to the ones that you already get in your card kit. Okay, you have 1 week to place that order. So July the 20th is the last day to place an order to get the free card kit. Tomorrow, you can get the PDF that has all the measurements, photos, etc. for making these cards. That will be in the email that comes out tomorrow. Now, if you're not on my mailing list, you can find the link below to join that tonight, and then tomorrow you'll be all set to get the PDF. Okay, let's get started. All right, these are, this is the stamp set. These are the dies, which actually look like this. I kind of like to show the dies as they are because it looks a little bit different than this. And sometimes you can get a better idea of what it's going to turn out to look like. All right, let us begin. So this is the first card that we're going to create tonight. And we're going to do the stamping first. Now, if you noticed, these are Christmas oriented. So I picked the Happy Birthday from the Lily of the Valley, and that set is currently available. And we're going to stamp the greeting with that Happy Birthday, which looks like, let's see, let's move it. There you go. Looks like this. Okay. So we're stamping it on a petal pink. You can use any black ink that you like. Center it and rock it slightly to make sure you get the top and bottom of all those letters. Okay, so that's all the stamping that we're doing tonight. So we're using primarily the dies. So for each card, you'll have 2 of these pieces, and then you'll have a set of 2 of those. Then you'll have 1 set of the smaller ones, okay? Now, putting these together, they are not designed to perfectly align. I'm going to use a glue dot for this. So I'm going to put a glue dot in the middle of one. Then you're going to pick up this one, the second one, and kind of twist it until you see that you like where it lands so that you get a nice array there. And I like that, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. Then in the middle of these, we're going to place a large rhinestone, just a plain old rhinestone. Okay. Now we're going to do the second thing, the second smaller one, the same way. So where's my glue dots? So we're going to grab a glue dot, we're going to roll it up into a little ball, place it in the middle of one of them, and then we're going to pick this one up, the second one. I'm going to kind of twist it until I see something that I like. I like that one right there. So, whoops, and I twisted it, right? Press down on that, and then you can pick that up and press together. Now, also, we're going to use a large rhinestone in the center of that one, and we're going to scooch these over to the side. Okay. Now, let's put the card base together. And it is thick white, opens over here on the right-hand side. Be sure when you start gluing stuff together, you check that because I have done it by reverse and it doesn't work really well that way. All right, the next layer is just simply Old Olive. And I picked Old Olive because It goes really nicely with the next layer, which is from the Lovely and Beautiful designer paper. It is just, it's been one of my favorites. I really enjoyed the designs and the haziness of the images, and then the gold, of course, also, because I'm a shiny, sparkly kind of person. Okay, so you've got that together. We're going to put the two arches, which comes from the Everyday Arches. So the larger one, what that is, there we go. There we go. So the larger one is from Mossy Meadow. The smaller one, the slightly smaller one, the layer is Calypso Coral. And then I put it through the Fern and Flora embossing folder. Just gives a bit of texture to it. There's not a lot of it showing, but I did like the effect of the texture behind it. Okay, pop this one on the center right here. All righty. And the next thing we're going to do is put on the happy birthday. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of that. It's going to come in the center this way, and it's going to come over just slightly from the edge on the right side. So it is going to overlap the arch a bit on this side. All righty. Now I'm going to use dimensionals to pop on the poinsettias. I'm going to put one on the back here. There we go. Had trouble getting that pop off. All right, so this one is going to go about right here. The smaller one, which is going to go over to the right of that, is going to slip slightly under and end up about right there. And then the larger one, the second larger one, is going to go down here at the bottom. Okay, just about right there. Awesome. Now, the last thing we have to do are the leaves. So I cut out one of these, of this leaf stem, and I've marked on here where I'm doing the cutting. So you can see that. I'm going to hold it right there so you can see right here and right here. Okay. So we're going to chop that one off. And then we're going to chop off this one right here because we're going to use that separately. All right. Now, this one, the one that we left as a threesome, is going to go up here at the top. And I'm just going to, on the back, I'm going to use a couple of glue dots. Now, you can use regular glue, but as I'm going through this, I need it to dry immediately. And oftentimes the liquid glue does not do that. And then stuff starts moving around on me, and then it gets a little crazy. So I'm going to pop this one right here, sort of hiding the stems there and letting that green leaf pop out. All right, there we go. Now this one, and I'm going to cut off the stem so we don't have to worry about it hitting that dimensional that's underneath. So on the back side of this one, I'm going to put a couple of glue dots. Again, you can use your regular liquid glue. And then that one is going to slide right under here, about right there. That leaves this one. There we go. And you know what? We don't need that little stem, so I'm going to get rid of that. That way it won't cause us any problems. And then this one is going to slip right in here. And then your card is ready for sending. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, we have card classes every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Zoom. Or if you prefer not to attend the class or you can't make it to the class, you can get the card kit with the recording of the class. And that way you can learn how to put the cards together without actually being there. Okay, let's work on card number 2, which looks like this. Definitely not Christmas, right? Okay. All right, let's start by popping our card together. So I have a freesia base opening over here on the right-hand side. And as you can see, this is embossed. This top layer is embossed with the Fern and Flora. Now, I've often been asked, why do you put another layer on there and not just use the card front. Well, number one, I think it looks a little prettier with just that tiny plain border around there. And number two, oftentimes these folders don't lend themselves well to the card base sticking out because you're only using half of it in the folder. So that's the reason that I put this extra layer on there. All right, we're gonna place these strips of designer paper. And again, these strips are from, this designer paper is from the Lovely and Beautiful set. All right, so I like the way that looks. Now I'm just going to pick each one up and pop a little glue on the back side. All right, there we go. We're leaving about 1/8 of an inch between them. Maybe just slightly more. Okay, and number 3 goes on like this. All right, we're good. Now, the next thing that will go on is our vase and the bow. Now, both of those are coming from the Life in Bloom set. And I have fallen in love with that little bow. You will find me using it with all sorts of cards because I love the design of it. They just did a beautiful job giving it a little bit of a twist there. All right, so I put glue dots on the back of the vase. And we're going to come down about 1/2 inch from the bottom line of this designer paper. About right there. And you'll just need one glue dot on the back of your bow. And it's done in grape. And we're going to come up just a little bit so it doesn't look like it's down here. We're going to come up just a little bit so it's about halfway on this loop of the bowl. Nice. Okay, so for each card, you have 2 of these smaller poinsettias than the ones that we used last time. And we are going to use a glue dot to glue those together. Actually, there's 3. That one I already glued together. All right, so let's get these together. So you have 3 of this size. So we're going to put one glue dot rolled up in a little ball there. And we're going to bring this one in. That looks pretty good right there. And the last one, so this one's, this blossom is going to look nice and full, right? Okay. Now this, let me twist this. I can't talk and think at the same time. Okay, there we go. I'm thinking that's looking good. All right, so the this foil is called Garden Textures. It came out a bit earlier this year. And I thought it was really pretty. I haven't used it a lot, but I'm beginning to think of using it on some of the cards that we're doing lately. All right, I put a glue dot on the back of this one, and this one is going to go about right here, slightly off center. Okay, and then the next one I'm putting on with a glue dot also, but my glue dot stuck to the paper. All right, and this one is going to slip right in here, slightly up, so about halfway up on the poinsettia and over just a little bit. Now I'm using these gorgeous new, and these just came out in July. They're called adhesive backed blooms. Very distinctive name, don't you think? For the centers. Okay, there we go. And this one goes here. Now, they come in 3 colors. Any of the 3 would have worked well for those cards. All right, the last thing that we have to do is cut our leaves apart. And so we are going to see that little black mark right there. That's where we're going to cut it. And we're going to do the same thing on the other one. All right, and so we're going to tuck these in to sort of accessorize our poinsettias here. So one set is going to slip right in here. And again, you guys can use your regular glue. I'm just using glue dots to keep us moving. All right, this one we're going to tuck right in here. Third one is going to go right up here. I think that one will go nicely right there. I like that. And number 4 is going to cut right in here, I think. I'm going to tuck that right in there. And then we can lift that little petal out there. Actually, we need to tuck out 2 petals. There we go. Whoops. And so I brought out the leaves. Sorry about that. So we'll tuck those back in there. All right. Then your card is ready for sending. Hope you had fun with that one. If you do enjoy these Stampin' Goes, please share and like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I would very much appreciate that. All right. We're going to grab number 3, which looks like this. And I'm really having trouble deciding which of these is my favorite. So this might be the one, and I can't tell you why, but I really like this one. So let's bring in the card base, which is one of the new end colors, the Golden Glow. Opens at the right-hand side. And we're using a piece of designer paper from the Blooms Boutique set, which is definitely one of my favorites. I use this all the time. All right, we're going to bring in the vanilla, which has been put through the Fern and Flora embossing folder. And we're going to put a little bit of gold behind there, and that just really makes this thing pop out at you. Okay. Oh, it won't hurt you, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's pop a little glue dots on there. And for this one, I would recommend glue dots because of the shiny surface there. So let's center this top to bottom and side to side. Okay, make sure when you put this on that you see the gold coming out this side. Then we're going to attach this to the pecan pie. And I am going to use a couple of lines of glue. You can use glue to the back of this because it's not shiny. And then we're going to center that on the pecan pie. All right, now I can feel that slipping already. I probably should have used glue dots back there. All right, so we're going to put this right in the center of our card. And we're going to sit that over to the side and let it cook for a bit. We're going to bring in the poinsettia pieces. So you have one of the very large, one of the next size. Those are in curry. Then this one, the medium size, is in daffodil. The small one is in lemon lolly. Okay? We're going to put them together the same way that we have all the rest of them. We're going to put a glue dot in the center. Then we're going to position the next one. Ooh, I think I might have hit that right off. I kind of like the way that looks, so I'm going to leave that there. Going to pop another glue dot right in the center here. And we're going to bring in the daffodil. Pop that right there. And then lastly will be the tiny one and the lemon lolly. Okay, and that one, I'm going to twist a little bit that way. And isn't that pretty? Okay, so in the poinsettia set, we have little flower centers. And this is almost too small to use a glue dot. So I'm using tiny dots of glue. I'm going to do the same thing with the smaller one. The one I just put on is the larger one. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue back there and then offset those so they form a little circle there. Nice. All right, we're going to, and I am going to use a glue dot on this to pop it on because we have several layers there and I don't want to get it too high up so that we have to pay extra postage. All right, so we're going to bring in the base. It should be dry right now. And I think I like it this way. So kind of right in the center. Nice. And then we have the the leaf stem again. And you can see I put a little dot right here in marker so you can see where I'm cutting that. Nice. I'm going to use a glue dot, a couple glue dots on the back of this. You may use your regular glue. Two will hold that nicely. Those we're going to slide right under here. If you happen to hit that dimensional, just chop off that stem a little bit. Now this one is going to go up at the top, so I'm flipping that to the back side. Popping a couple of glue dots on there, and then we're sliding that one in right there. Now, last thing we have to do is to put on a little bit of embellishment. So for this one, we have a large, medium, and small rhinestones. I'm putting the large and the small rhinestone right up here. And then I'm going to put the medium one, flipped right off on me, didn't it? And that goes down here. And then your card is ready for sending. I hope that you had fun with me this evening. If you did, join us next month, August the 11th. Don't forget, if you want your free card kit, the directions are below in the description section. You place your order for $35 within the week, so you have until 7/20 for $35, and you'll get a set of supplies to make 2 of 3 of the cards. If you place an order for $50, you'll get that kit plus an extra pack of embellishments. So if you're not on my mailing list, be sure to sign up tonight so you get the PDF tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, and come back and see us August the 11th. Take care.